what is in your impression of the songs? If you now that you've listening to it and not composing afterwards, it took some months, I think, writing all this and arranging and.
Yeah, it took many months to, actually like a year to make those songs, and we are been in the studio for 5 months now, and there's still 1 month to go, so it's like half a year's work just in the studio.
Okay.
But I'm feeling extremely happy about the album at the moment, which is the first time at this stage before finishing the album, so I'm feeling very good about it, and I don't know, it's like 60 minutes of film music covered in heavy metal.
Yeah. It's so epic. For example, this, let's say, to give an example, just this Siren, for example. It's, you've always mentioned, for example, Hans Zimmer as an important influence in, how is the guitar sound to be explained? I think there's a slight difference to the earlier records. It's more direct, kind of, maybe parts of even prong or bands like this, more the rough.
Yeah, it's a funny thing because this is the most orchestral thing that we've ever done, but on the other hand it's also most guitar riff oriented album that we have done, so it's pretty much more everything. And I used guitar more than ever in the songwriting process too, so that's why you can hear that many songs played by the terms of the guitar riffs.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So does it make a difference while composing on the keyboards, for example, as a in mood, for example, that it changes anything?
Yeah, definitely it does. I just felt that this time I want to use a little bit more guitar and my own songwriting process already. Of course, I still use most the keyboards and the piano, but still you can hear that guitar influence on the album too.
Yeah, it's. I was totally astonished about this. This Indian kind of
Greek Mary's Blood.
Yeah, Greek Mary's Blood. Is it and this long speech at the end of the song? Yeah. Is it on this wipeout of the Indians, or what is the song about?
Well, I've always had this thing with Native American history. Yeah. I've always felt really close to the Indian culture, their respect for nature and everything. And I really felt that I want to do a song about this, about one white man conquering their land, because I think it's one of the biggest sins of mankind's history, what they did to the Indians. So I just wanted to make a song about that. And to make the point for this song was that I wanted to have a native Indian on this song, no matter what it costs, and no matter what it takes. So I contacted this guy, John Two Hawks, who has released 6 albums of his own, so he's a very well-known like Native American musician in the States. And he agreed to come and do his part of the song, and I was very honored about that, and he did a wonderful job. And I also had this poem written in English that he translated into Lakota language. That's what you hear at the end of the album.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's great. That's absolutely fascinating.
For me, that's the best song of the album, and I think that's the most, well, maybe the best song that I've ever done for myself.
Okay.
I'm very proud of that.
Yeah. And it's absolutely fascinating listening to it. So but I think as well this in English named Death Makes an Artist, Kulema Tiki Tatalian. It's in Finnish, so what's the lyrics about, and what's the meaning of the English Death Makes an Artist? What does it mean?
Well, it's a very personal song, as you can guess, and I don't want to go too deep into my own lyrics. I want the listener to make their own mind about what the song is about. But the whole idea of that song is that I just started thinking, why am I a musician? Why am I writing these songs? And when did it all start? And that's pretty much the idea of the song. I don't want to reveal anything.
Yeah. Okay. I was talking to Mika right before and asked him about this interesting stage working in such a gang of brothers somehow for so many years and experiencing this development in sound and arrangement, for example. When I listened to the, let's say, Oceanborn album 2 days ago, and now this one, it's really a difference in arrangements. The level has really grown so much, I think, in very every instrument is and vocals, of course, are combined, and the lines. It's really
well, it's a learning process.
Yeah.
The whole thing that we're doing is a learning process. We're learning from mistakes and always trying to come up with some new ideas. It's stupid to make the same album twice, so always try to find something new.
What would you define as a mistake, for example?
Mistake?
Yeah, in writing a song.
Well, I don't want to say bad things about our past either, because we did what felt the best at that time. I still think that even the first album is okay.
Yeah,
I'm not ashamed of anything I've done, but we have learned to make the songs more professionally. We have matured as musicians, grown up as persons, so we can all hear that in you.
How is it rehearsing when the song is almost only or maybe nothing but a concept, or do you deliver real notes? Are there differences in creating? Has anything changed over the years, for example?
Actually, they haven't. It's still the same basic idea that I do all the songs at home. I finish them as properly as possible. I think the song is perfect now. Then I take the song to the rehearsal room, introduce it to the guys, and then they bring their own ideas. Sometimes the song doesn't change at all. Sometimes it changes a lot. So.
I think those personal favorites can be heard. I think maybe I just suggested, but for example, this when Marco's singing and you read his favorites, Rainbow or kind of this. I think there are always slices of what can be read as hobbies, interests, and person.
Of course, that's what making music is all about. You know, it's just reflecting what you like, to do it with your own terms. I think it's impossible to create anything new anymore. You just do the kind of things that you like, you enjoy in your own terms, make it look like yourself.
If you remember, let's say 1994 and now 2004, have you ever expected to become Nightwish like this, or the idea of what you had?
Not at all. I can be very honest about this. Not at all. This was never like a dream come true. The whole thing started as a hobby, then we got a record deal, then we had a few shows, and then the whole thing blew out of hand. Now we're here. But also now we have found the thing that we really want to do, so it's some kind of fate, I guess. But you know, we were never born to be rock stars or anything like this, so again, it's a learning process.
Okay, but that's the most interesting. I think it's that's fascinating about to see that bands really come because they are good and become known because they are good. And
that's the biggest strength of us as a band. I honestly think so, because I think nothing's changed from day one. We're still the same high school friends playing together, doing the kind of music that we love to do. And we're still on that level, so the honesty of the music is still there, 100%.
This you say credibility, for example, is this. What's the most important thing as if you call it epic metal, symphonic metal, whatever. It's a difference in credibility, like for example hardcore punk bands have. But what's the thing about it? Is it more intellectual, less political? I don't think so, because for example it sounds like this Creek Mary's Blood. It's a political song because it's somehow it's.
I never thought it that way, but I guess you're right, because one of the most important things with the lyrics that I never want to make, tell people what to do or make a statement. I hate that. But it's just about my own personal feelings, my own personal interests, and I'm writing a song about that. I'm not telling people what to do. I hate that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Double meanings.
Okay. What I found really interesting overall the whole album, it's the combination of vocals and music. I think this time it's much more organic.
Absolutely, I agree totally. Again, with this album, I wanted Tarja's voice to be more an instrument among the others than anything else. And I think we succeeded in that too.
Yeah.
It's not just 11 songs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like an audiobook.
Exactly.
But not the usual audiobook is meant, but
right.
The other way around.
For example, in Creed Mare's Blood, there's I think 3 minutes between the songs when Tarja doesn't sing at all.
Yeah.
Because there's no need to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fascinating. It's amazing, and also I think the development Higher Than Hope. This last passage, it's very long. It's always one more step, and it's always rising. One experience is, this must be the fade out, the final one, and then boom. So, is it because you can't stop playing if you're really into this, or is it planned to become the song like it now is?
I'm just thinking songs as short movies, and
okay.
Yeah, you know, and the music you hear is what the lyrics need. The music to play, you know.
Okay.
It's very cinematic. I want the people to see the song as much as they hear it. It's the most important thing. And I'm a very ambitious person, you know, and I just want to do everything bigger, higher all the time.
We've been talking about this London Session Orchestra. I was really thinking about how it will sound like, but I really didn't expect it to be so big.
So big, right?
Yeah,
me neither, actually.
Yeah.
Surprise for me too. They did a
Okay.
fantastic job. It really gave a very distinctive sound for this album.
Yes.
The orchestra.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's partly some like chamber music. It's like partly like traditional folky, or it's symphonic. There are so many variations, but all within just the orchestra and the band. So I think that was really fascinating for me. It's can you imagine all this by writing the songs, or how is it instrumentating this?
Well, I pretty much have all the ideas and passages in my head, but we hired an arranger, Pete Williams, who made all the arrangements for the orchestra, because I don't understand anything about writing notes for the orchestra.
Okay.
And they always require notes.
Yeah.
You know. So he did all that, and he did a lot of extra arrangements too that I didn't even have in mind, and he did a wonderful job with that too.
Yeah, that's true. Have you been recording this together with the orchestra, or have they just added this?
Well, we had done all the band sections already, and then we took all the material to London, and they just played over the top of the songs.
Okay.
That's it.
Does it make a difference? You said if it's the steps in the development of the band itself, is it in your opinion really from album to album, or are they maybe different divisions or subdivisions of this? Or is always the album the next important step, only the album as a finished product, or is it maybe some steps in between to making us
well, every album is
satisfying?
Every album is one page from the diary of my own life, and of course when my life changes, what happens, the albums change as well. It's as simple as that, you know. And I want to keep the style that we're doing pretty much the same, but like I said, always bring something new every time.
Yeah. Has traveling influenced your imagination, for example, in sound or anything? I suppose, for example, like you said, Indians have always been part of your interest. So, does it really make a difference? For example, if you do a world tour, or how are new influences? How are they just included? How do they get included in this? Can you really mark things?
Well, I travel a lot with the band and by myself.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite hobbies. And with that, I think that I have a very broad, vision of the world, how it works, and I understand different cultures, and I have a very vivid imagination. And, you know, I understand a lot of things in many directions. And that in a way also makes Nightwish sound what it sounds like, because there's a lot of different elements in it. no, with this band I can do almost anything. It still would sound like Nightwish, which I'm very happy for.
What are the further plans when the mastering's finished, promotion has started? Is it this new step also with Nuclear Blast, for example? I think.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's out of our hands anymore.
Yeah.
We have done the best we can with the album. Now it's up to Nuclear Blast.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But we're gonna do some heavy touring for the next year or so.
Brilliant.
Some festivals during the summer, then European tour, American tour, South American tour, Finnish tour, everything.
One question on Finland. It's the first time I am here, so I don't really know about it in detail. But it's you have really an even higher status as a band than in Germany, I think. So does it make a difference in the way you're recognized in the media, just because you're from Finland, or I don't know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We are, even though we have like a double platinum status in Finland, we're not that much in the media. I guess we're pretty boring band for the media because we're not screwing around all the time.
Okay. Okay. So it's the same.
But that's the way I like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on the spotlight all the time.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. And what about your projects? This trio. Exactly. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm just playing with them a few shows every now and then. That's it, just for fun. Because they're good friends of mine and I like their music, so it's nothing serious.
Yeah, okay.
Then there's also this band For My Pain, where I'm playing the keyboards, but we're not doing any shows, so it's just a therapeutic project band.
Okay, okay.
So that's pretty much it. Nightwish takes pretty much all my time at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's good. Otherwise we wouldn't have such an album, I think, as such a band. Okay, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
And good luck for the future.
That's much needed.
Okay.